our channel. Yeah, hello, welcome to our channel. Today it's a collaboration video with I and my Beso. Say hello. Hello. So Miss Summer is here. And we are going to be making video on how I help my children cross their milestone as fast in due time. By the way, welcome to all those that see me for the first time. To all my returning subscribers, welcome. I love you all. Miss Summer say I love you. Yeah, Miss Summer is saying I love you. We love you. Say subscribe. Good. Miss Summer is saying subscribe to our channel so that you see more of this beautiful face and more of, yeah, I give them a kiss. Mwah. Yes. Say I love you. Mwah. Miss Summer says she love you all. So please subscribe to our channel and let's get started. So today I said I'm talking about how I help my children cross their milestone in due time. Milestone is actually a word used to classify or used to grade children's behavioral, judge how children are able to do some certain things. Yeah, big boo. How children are able to do some certain things is actually different from growth, because growth has to do with your size, increase in size and weight, whereas milestone deals with their development, mental development. And this milestone is actually classified into 5. We have the gross motor skills, we have the fine motor skills, we have the cognitive skills, we have the language skills, and we have the social skills. And 5 of them also have therapies that they help, that's a medical help that will help children who don't meet up with this expectations when it's children that have delay in meeting up with these milestones. So they are recommended to go for therapies. So for therapy, for therapy, so that they'll help them meet up with this. So what I do basically is I don't wait till my children are experiencing challenges before I'll start seeking for medical help. What I do is preventive measures. So I just as my children are crossing, they've crossed a particular milestone, let's say not really a milestone, as they've crossed is every month I check what is expected of them in the next month they're about entry. Let's say, assuming my child is born on the 10th of January, so once it's 10th of February, I check what is expected of that child in the second month, so I'll know what to expect and know how to help. And I'm gonna leave my glasses, thank you. So I'll know how to help them. So I'll just give you an explanation of what these classifications are all about, so that you have an idea of what it is and how you can help them. So the gross motor skills is actually how the child is able to use their I'll give you examples like walking, jumping, standing. I think neck control is part of gross motor skills. Crawling actually is not considered a milestone, because not all child actually crawl before walking. Some children just stand and next they start walking, so they don't really consider crawling as a milestone. So for the fine motor skills, we have, and it has to do with how the child is able to use the muscles of their hand. We have the pointing, ability to pick up things. What else? Ability to pick up things, ability to use their fingers, pointing fingers, stuff like that. They don't have to do with the finger. That's where the fine motor skills that's what the fine motor skills is all about. Then you have your language skills, ability to use their words in talking, speech. Then you have your cognitive skills. It has to do with the child's ability to reason, think through solutions, mental work, stuff like that. Then the last one is social skills, ability to relate with people around, family, friends, how they're able to mingle with people. That's the social skills. So for each one, like I said, they have therapy for each one. For the gross motor skill, you have the physical therapy. For the fine motor skills, you have your occupational therapy. For the language skills, you have your speech therapy. For the cognitive skills, you have your early childhood learning. And the last one, social skills, you have your behavioral therapy. So what I do, like I said, is I just each month I just check what is expected from my children, and I know how to help them. So for the physical therapy, that's gross motor skills. I think some parents actually start sitting their children down from 2 months. I don't really recommend it. I start from 3 because each one you want to make sure that their bones are actually like strong enough to withstand whatever pressure you want to administer to it. So it doesn't affect them in future. So for gross motor skills, when a child is up to an age that you think that is medically is advisable, they should be sitting down. You start sitting them with support. Then when it's time for walking, I know for my daughter, she wasn't making effort to even crawl or walk. So what we did for her was we got her walker, and at some point we had to start bringing her out, stand her up so that she would stand. Then we'll teach her how to take steps by holding her hand, and she'll walk with us. Then when it got to where she was supposed to be climbing steps, she wasn't making effort. She didn't even know she was, because sometimes children don't really know they are supposed to do those things. That is when they don't have children around them, because when they see people doing it and they see children doing it, they might learn. But in her case, it's just she, her brothers, no child was crawling. She wasn't making effort to crawl. So I know when we said crawling, showing her how to crawl, she gradually picked up and started crawling. Then for standing, we started helping her to stand. She started gaining confidence, and before you know, she started walking. Then steps too, I helped her climb, stay like 2-3 steps, and before you know, she started climbing steps herself. So stuff like that. Then for fine motor skills, you keep them down, expose them to, give them toys that will help them grab, play games with them, and teach them how to pick things. So anything that will help them use their finger, you start exposing them to it so that they will start getting used to using their fine motor skills. Then the next one, language skills, speech therapy. I always say from the first day of you've had your child, always talk to them. Yeah, it does help a lot. Some will say from pregnancy, but I really don't want to go into that aspect because I can't say how the children respond to it. I'll tell you the ones I've done and how I saw the improvement, how children responded to it. When my kids were little, when my boys were, especially my boys, when they were 1 month old, I know then my little boy was always crying, and it was looking like he actually disturbs a lot. And then I always tell them that no, he's actually trying to communicate, but it's just so bad that we don't really understand what they are trying to say. That's why they are crying. Just put yourself in the shoe as an adult. When you're trying to relate to somebody, you're trying to talk to somebody, and the person don't really seem to understand what you're saying, it's really frustrating. It is for an adult. So imagine a child trying to communicate to you and you don't understand whatever they are saying. So it frustrates them. So talk to them like an adult. They understand every single thing you're saying. It's just that they don't have that words. So when you keep talking to them as a child, as babies, you are putting those words into their mouth. And when you say those things repeatedly, before you know it, they are grabbing. Because they hear you and they understand you. So before you know it, those words are already there and they start using it too. So that is that. Keep talking to your child. Talk to them like an adult. Talk to them. It helps them. It even helps their brain development. So keep talking to your child. That's a speech therapy for language skills. Then the next one I think is cognitive skills. For the cognitive skills, there are actually a whole lot that can help you with early childhood learning. Part of it is when you're talking to a child, you're helping the child's mental development. So it kind of helps to actually help their cognitive skills. Then I know the therapy is actually early childhood learning. We said they've actually proven that 0 to 5 is a very crucial stage in child's brain development, because within the first year of birth, that's from when they were born to when they clock 1 year. It will amaze you to know that the child's brain actually grows trillions of brain cell connections. And the rule of brain wiring is actually, if you don't use them, you lose them. And what actually triggers this brain cell connection is actually the activities that you are being exposed to. So if you keep exposing your child to activities that will help them use their brain, like I said, when you're talking to your child, their brain is trying to process whatever you are saying, and they are using their brain, and those kind of connections are being made. Then exposing them to puzzles as well, and puzzles. There are lots of puzzles that will help children within that age. The good thing about all these therapies is that whatever you are doing, if you are doing one, you're also helping to build another. Imagine when you're exposing a child to puzzle, there's this shape puzzle I know of. If I'm able to get a picture of it, I'll put it on the screen. That when it helps the child to grab the shape and put it on then they make these holes on a box or something, so that the child picks up the shape and fix it on the actual hole that fits the shape that you pick. So they also that's puzzle. That's them trying to solve puzzle, which is helping their cognitive skills and at the same time helping their fine motor skills. So there is a whole lot to that will help children with this cognitive skills, that's their brain development. So expose them a lot to puzzles, expose them to activities that will help them, that will trigger their brain wiring or brain connection, if that makes sense. So for the last one, for the social skills, the therapy is actually behavioral therapy. Moving abroad, finding myself in the Caribbean, one of the challenges I had then is my children not being able to. One of my fears I had for my children was my children not being able to relate with people when they go outside, because they are always inside. It's just me, their dad, and the boys, just 4 of us back then in the Caribbean. So I was really concerned, and people were actually raising concerns and the need for us to send them to a daycare. But seriously, I'm a very calculative person, so I calculated the money, how much it's going to cost us, knowing that I'm not working, just my husband working then, while I sit home. I was like, no, instead of sending, if my husband is willing to spend that money, I should bring it, I can help him pocket it. I can put it in the part of my savings. So I had to work and do my research on how to help them be the best they can be when it comes to their social interaction. So I'll tell you, one of the things I'll tell you that actually help children that kills a child's self-esteem, ability to relate with people, is when you keep laying emphasis on their weaknesses rather than on their strengths. Parents actually a mirror that reflects their children's personality. So if you keep on making emphasis on their weaknesses, they don't stop hating you, they start hating themselves. They begin to see themselves that they are not capable to even stand out in the society. So when they go outside there, they find it difficult to relate with people. So try as much as possible to lay much emphasis on your children's strengths and not on their weakness. It's going to help them a whole lot. Then when you take them out, often to see things, to experience the world, to experience their environments, to see people, when you go out there, they observe you, they learn a whole lot from the way you behave. Whatever they see you doing, that is what they are going to learn how to do. The way you relate to people, that's what they will definitely learn it from you. So as much as possible, that attitude that you want your children to learn, try as much as possible to also be their mentor. Try as much as possible to also do that. Relate to other people, they will learn from you. But most importantly, lay emphasis on their strength, not on their weaknesses. Positive affirmations is very good. It helps their social. So with that being said, I'd like to call it a day for today. See you again next time. Remember, Jane Frances care. Jane Frances, love you all.